So the progressive left right now is kind of in a transition. We just had Bernie and the entire 2020 presidential run. That happened. We don't even need to go back into talking about that. But, Bernie lost. He's 78 years old. The guy's probably going to go back home in the next few years, retire, live a nice, peaceful life. And that's going to be that. So now the progressive left is looking for a new face. Who's going to be the guy, the woman, whatever, who picks up the mantle? Who's going to be the new face? And I'm completely convinced that it has to be AOC. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. It's the most natural option. And honestly, I think she's a fantastic option. I think she'd be 3 times as good as Bernie, if not more. And here's the reasons why, man. AOC already has the foundation to be the face of the left. She has the most social media following of any member of Congress. Young people love AOC. Young women love AOC because of the example that she sets for them. Young people of color, myself, I love AOC. Shows me that a young person of color can get involved in politics and make a huge, incredible difference in these times. Young everybody, young people across of all stripes, they love Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for what she represents to us. She's fighting for our interests. She's out there fighting tooth and nail for us, speaking on our behalf. And she's in our demographic, right? A young millennial around the cutoff of Gen Z. That's incredible to us. It's a huge inspiration. And it shows how much influence she had. When Bernie was back against the wall, dude had a heart attack. He's on the hospital bed in Vegas. And she comes and visits him and endorses him. And his whole campaign was revitalized. Dude goes on the next week, has a wonderful debate performance. It shows how much power she has. Even in the progressive left, but also even in the Democratic Party. When she came in, she had people scared, shitless. Right? Because she staging the protests, sitting outside of Pelosi's office. Right? The Green New Deal. She was at the forefront of that. So AOC is huge, man. She's a huge political figure. And 99% of the time, I've agreed with everything that she's pushed for. 99% of the time, I genuinely believe that she is a progressive warrior. And there's very few things I disagree with her on. And if she ever ran, I'm sure nearly all of y'all can say this, and I certainly can say this, I would support her overwhelmingly, to give her just as much support as I gave to Bernie Sanders. And AOC, particularly from the more extreme elements of the left, the online left, the actual Bernie bros, you know what I'm saying? She's received a lot of flack. And a lot of that criticism has been surrounding, why is she just blindly supporting Biden? Well, man, why didn't she do more to stop the bailout? Okay. Listen, I think people have unrealistic expectations of what the progressive left, and particularly the leaders of our movement, can actually do. Okay, and for more context on that, go back and watch a video I made called Dear Progressive, Stop Being Naive Crybabies. Because y'all being naive crybabies when you come out and criticize this woman for doing everything within her power and everything that she can do in her political standing to fight for working families. Her hands are tied. It's a rigged system. Right? You have Nancy Pelosi at the helm. You got Chuck Schumer at the helm. She couldn't have held up passage of this bill, because if she held up passage, we weren't going to get anything. Instead of crumbs, we'd be starving. At least some small businesses, at least some Americans received aid during the bailout package. And also, yeah, she endorsed Biden. Plenty of progressives have endorsed Biden. These are lesser of two evils. They're making a choice. Some of us haven't. All right? So don't hold that against her. She's the future. Alright, AOC is the future of this party. It's the most natural choice. Young people love her. Young, good-looking Latina. Fiery, can speak. Speaks the message. Checks every single box. Medicare for all, tuition-free college, living wage, Green New Deal. Hits every single box on economic populism. But she has one major flaw. AOC is focused on this cultural left stuff. Right? And it's the same type of sparkle dust that infiltrated Hillary's campaign 2016, Elizabeth Warren's 2021. Nah. Get that out. Cultural left, right? Focusing your whole strategy on identity politics and the fact that you're a woman and a person of color. No. You can sprinkle it in every now and then. You know what I'm saying? But we don't need to overwhelm it, right? That's like too much salt on the fries. You know what I'm saying? I don't need too much salt, right? You need a little bit of it to make sure that you are that you're reaching the superficial levels that most people are operating on, right? Because for most people, they're not caring too much about the policy. Not incredibly much. A lot of people are looking at the superficial details, right? Somebody might look at Bernie Sanders and see, oh, old, yelling, 78-year-old socialist. Oh, might not get my vote. But there are also a lot of people who saw, okay, he's good on the policy, still old as hell, and they focused on the fact that he was old as hell, but they were like, all right, he's good on the policy, I'm going to vote for him. All right? With AOC, all the superficial details are checked off. And if you pay just a tad bit of lip service to it, it's good. But when you pay too much, no. Then people start to get annoyed, right? People don't want to be overwhelmed with the fact that you're a woman. They want to get overwhelmed with the fact that you're a person of color. They want to get overwhelmed with the fact that, oh, I can speak Spanish and okay, blah, 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 blah. I'd be like, okay, all right, we understand that. What are you going to do for me? All right? And that gets to the point. If she's going to make a presidential run or continue to try to increase her influence, whether that be making a Senate run, whatever, she's going to have to focus on economic populism. That she's going to have to double down on that economic populist brand. Because that is what the majority of the country cares about. They care about the superficial crap. They care about identity politics on a certain level. But that importance is increasing less and less. What people are really caring about is what you're doing for me. Are you going to get my children health care? Are you going to get me health care? Are you going to ensure that my children can go to college? Are you going to get me a living wage? Are you going to save the planet from existential destruction? Right? And then all the superficial identity politics stuff, right? Immigration, criminal justice reform. That certainly is important to a lot of people. But especially just economic populism and the key issues that was at the center of Bernie's campaign. That is what most people care about. That's the coalition that you can win with, right? But a lot of people, they don't care about the cultural left crap. In fact, that's what loses elections, right? When you had Hillary with the I'm with her slogan, Elizabeth Warren, bringing those same people onto her campaign, that's why they lost. And I don't want that to be AOC's route. Because people want to know, again, at the core, what you're gonna do for me. Are you gonna show up? Or are you going to improve my quality of life? And if she gets that down, bro, anything's possible for her. I genuinely believe that. Anything is possible for her if she maintains just a staunch, just double down. What am I saying? Yeah, just if she continues to make economic populism the core of her message. If she does that, she's golden because she's checking off every single box. People do care about the superficial details, but they don't want too much of that. Not too much salt, just a little bit. For the rest, they want to make sure that you are going to improve their quality of life, that you're hitting all the issues that they care about. And if she does that, she's going to build a strong coalition of support. She has a great shot. I say even a greater shot than Bernie.
With the boys, yeah, we making all this noise. Can't complain, riding in the fast lane. To the top, we don't stop up till past 5 o'clock. Smoking trees.